Greetings, YouTube model people. How is it going? All right. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. It is actually January 4th, 2026. I think that's the first time I've said 2026 out loud. I got to get used to that, right? With the new year. And yeah, first out of the gate, just two things. One, thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support in 2025. I really appreciate it. It was an awesome model building and model community year for sure for me, and I'm sure many of you as well. It was just amazing, and let's have an even better 2026, not only in the model community, in our hobby, but also each and every one of you in your lives and the people around you. I hope you all have the best year yet in 2026. Let's really knock it out of the park and have a great time. So, here's something that I'm going to make an announcement about, and it was actually something that first came to my mind a year ago, believe it or not. But interestingly enough, the end of last year and the beginning of whatever it was, the end of 2024 going into the beginning of 2025, I just kind of lost my bearings a little bit. And before I knew it, it was a couple months into 2025, and I said, well, you know what, I'm just not even going to think about it. We're just going to plug on through. But basically, here's the announcement I want to make. And again, you know, some of you may really not be a big fan of this idea, but basically speaking, for my model building involvement for 2026, I'm going to be participating in significantly less group builds. Okay? And we're going to explain a little bit why. But let me give you a rough stats, because I did this math kind of fast, although I think I got the total builds right. It's just the percentages and stuff I don't know. Maybe got a little off. But most of you know, a lot of you know, maybe some of you don't, but I started my channel back in 2013, the early part of 2013. So I've been, I've had a channel for what's going to be coming on, close to 13 years this year, right? Basically, it would be 13 years this year. So since then, I have completed approximately 169 model builds, okay? And of that, 151 were group builds. So basically speaking, only 12% of the builds I've done in the last, since 2013, only 12% were not group builds and 88% were group builds. I am a big fan of group builds, as you can tell. I love it. It's got me into genres and areas I probably would never have explored on my own. Two that I can think of, or three I guess I can think of, are egg planes and also deformed and cartoon builds. I probably would have never explored much into those areas if it wasn't for group builds, and then list goes on actually quite a bit to other areas and genres and such that I probably wouldn't have done. So it's cool, and it's been a great journey. But when I came around last year, like the beginning of 2025, and started, kind of planning out what kind of builds I wanted to do and, things I wanted to get into, before I knew it, I had a full calendar of builds already because of group builds. Like in the month, like the end of January, I made a list, and it's like my whole build year was like spelled out for the most part for the rest of the year, which I didn't like that feeling at all. It felt like I was just following a script, and yeah, I could choose projects or whatever I wanted to within those group builds, of course, but it just felt limiting to me and more of like, a project that I was assigned to do. And again, I'm not to say I didn't enjoy it. I absolutely enjoyed it, but it was just too scripted for me, and I just want to go free form this year. But that being said, I will be participating in a good handful of builds this coming, this 2026. First and foremost, so you know, I will be hosting the 48-hour group build again in July of this year of 2026. So that's definitely on. But I'm going to be in the 24-hour build, the cancer awareness build, in the USAC build that I'll be working on, and that's due at the end of March. I'm going to be in, the cancer, breast cancer awareness, 24-hour build. So already I have, 7 or so, 6, whatever, builds already I'm going to be part of, but it's less than half of what I would typically be able to build. So I'm sorry that I'm going on and on and on, but I just wanted to just get this off my head kind of thing more than anything. But yeah, as I said, I apologize also to anybody out there that I said, you know what, as long as you hold the group build, I'm going to be there and I'll be participating. And I don't trust me, I don't take that lightly, that I'm basically going back on my word, that I won't be participating in most of those builds this year coming. So, this year, I should say. Got to get used to that we're in the year, right? The new year. So yeah, I do apologize for that. And also I apologize for those who I may have said I'm going to build in your group build and I never got around to it and never did it. Or, you know, kind of never completed it or whatever it be. Again, I don't take these things lightly, trust me. You know, I like to be true to my word. And when I don't do that, it bothers me. But I wanted to put it out here just to let you know. And I understand it's just a hobby. I'm making it very serious when it's really not. But it's really, you know, to me, it's about integrity and all that good stuff. So with all that being said, you know, if you listen this long, bravo to you on my 6 minutes of jibber jabber, as we say. But basically, yeah, the long short of it is, in 2026, I will be participating in significantly less group builds and doing other things. So that's it. Again, I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. We have just a couple hours left. It's pretty late here, like 10:30 at night on the East Coast, but I hope you enjoy the very last pieces and parts of your New Year's Eve weekend, first weekend of the new year, 2026. And yeah, as I said, let's all have a really amazing year. Okay? That's it for now, folks. Cheers.